Correcting PEEP role, sighting long distance with arrow clearance and maintenance of a compound bow. Hi, this is Shihan Hussaini, your archery coach and director of WHO Archery Mission, as well as the director of the Coaches Committee, Archery Association of India. You are in the Level 2 Compound Bow Specialization Workshop of WHO Archery Mission and the Archery Association of Tamil Nadu, TAAT. In this section, you will learn about correcting PEEP sight roll when the PEEP sight rolls over this side or that side, sighting long distance with arrow clearance so the arrow does not come in the way of the skull, and the maintenance of a compound bow. Now let's first go to methods for correcting improper PEEP roll, right? When you draw, it should be proper. Compress the bow in a press and move strands of string from one side of the PEEP to the other. An equal number of strands should be on each side of the PEEP. Before and after this adjustment, compress bow in press, remove one end of the string from the cam and twist the string one or two turns as needed. Twisting the string from the top cam will affect the PEEP position more than the bottom end. If a string loop is used, wax the loop and the bowstring serving where the loop is to be tied. This will prevent the loop from spinning on the string. The loop may then be rotated on the string to influence the position of the PEEP when the bow is drawn, the D-loop. If PEEP is of exactly 180 degrees, compress bow in press, remove the PEEP and place back in the string without changing any of the strands facing the opposite direction. If PEEP spins more than 180 degrees when bow is drawn, remove center serving of bowstring and reserve wrapping in the opposite direction. Install a PEEP sight with rubber tubing. There are PEEP sights with rubber tubing attached to it, which is designed to turn the PEEP when the bow is drawn. If so, the rubber tubing must be regularly checked. For those that shoot regularly under strong sunlight, the tubing breaks off faster. It just melts and breaks. Now, methods for adjusting bow to sight in long distance without placing the scope or the sight pin in the path of the arrow or fletching. After using any of these methods, adjust sight to the longest distance. Place a small amount of lipstick or foot powder on the bottom of the scope or sight pin and shoot the bow. Inspect the arrow and the scope or sight pins for signs of contact with the lipstick or the foot powder after the shot. Reduce length of the sight extension. The length you can reduce. Install scope with a smaller diameter housing so it doesn't come in the way of the fletchers. Change point of release attachment from below the arrow to a loop attached above and below the arrow. This will cause the PEEP sight to be adjusted upward. Increase poundage of the bow, speed of the bow within the archer's ability. Reduce arrow weight from limitation of manufacturer's recommendation and tunability, the spine of the arrow. Lower anchor point. The anchor point can be lowered to increase PEEP height, which is actually it's a very unpopular and a very critical change which you should not do. Maintenance. Now let's go to maintenance. The maintenance suggestions that I now tell you are for the care and maintenance of the compound bow. Replace string and cables every year or two, or after 15,000 to 20,000 shots, arrow shots. If string or cable show sign of failure, replace immediately. String and cables should be replaced as an entire set, not just one part. It is recommended to mark the cams against the limbs at brace position after the bow is set in, cable and string fully stretched. If any of the marks move from its original position, the bow must be checked. Inspect the bow and accessories for wear or damage prior to shooting. All bolts and screws must be tightened regularly. Remember, you need to maintain your bow well. Do not expose a compound bow to extreme heat. The string, cables and limbs in particular can get damaged very easily. This often occurs when a bow is left in a vehicle, a car, a closed car on a warm day. After shooting in the rain, the bow should be left to dry under the natural environment in a ventilated and shaded place. Direct heating or sunlight is not like some of us use a dryer. No, that's not the right way to go about it. The string and cable shall not be waxed until after the moisture in them has evaporated. Waxing the string and cable when they are wet will trap the moisture. Axles and all moving parts, that is, the arrow rest should be checked and oiled properly. Lubricate the axles where they pass through the eccentrics approximately 1,500 to 2,000 shots or at least once in a month. Lubricant should be based on silicone, Teflon or quality grease with dry type silicone or Teflon lubricants to avoid dirt from sticking to the bow parts. Bow string and cable should be waxed on a regular basis to protect them from abrasion, wear and separation. Always have a qualified technician, a person who knows how to use the bow and repair the bow. Use a bow press that supports the riser of the bow in two places if the bow needs to be pressed. Use a good bow press. For bows unused for long periods of time, it is recommended to reduce the draw weight to the minimum. That will keep the cables and the strings healthy. Well, thank you. You just learnt about correcting the PEEP roll, sighting long distance with arrow clearance and maintenance of a compound bow. Catch you soon with another session, another time. Well, you don't know. There may be more sessions or probably this is the last session. After using any of these methods, please remember, adjust the longest distance, place a small amount of lipstick or foot powder. Well, let's break up here. Since the lecture is loaded with information, it will not get into your head easily again. Let me tell you, now your online session is probably getting over. So please remember to listen to the lecture over and over again in your headphones. It's not going to be there forever. This will truly help you understand what I say. Keep repeating to hear till you are thorough with it. We will be asking you questions soon. Remember, your exams are very, very important for you to get your certification. God bless you all. Thank you very, very much. This is Who.